Hi guys, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to get the Soul Eater in Phantasy Star Online. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video for Phantasy Star Online. Today's video we're going to go through the process of obtaining the Soul Eater, which is a rare partisan that's really useful for low level characters. It's quite an involved process that involves doing quite a few different quests in a specific order, so I'll go through that with you and show you what you need to do. First of all, what you need to do is load an episode 1 game, go to your quest counter, and you want to go to the side story quests. Now when you first start the game, you'll probably only have these 3 accessible. So you've got Magnitude of Metal, Claiming a Stake, and Battle Training. But what you want to do is try and clear these first, because these unlock a lot more quests once they're completed. So first thing you need to do is complete these 3 quests. So the first time you'll get to see the Soul Eater is when you actually load the very first quest, the Battle Training quest. So this NPC is a Hucast called Kireek, and the scythe that he uses is the Soul Eater. So this is what you're trying to get with this guide. Okay, so the next step, once you've done those first 3 quests, which you can see we've done here, you'll unlock quite a lot more quests depending on where you are in the story. Also for the Soul Eater, you also want to have unlocked up to Ruins in episode 1, so just be aware of that as well. So the first quest we want to go into is this one, which is Dr. Osto's research. So as you progress through Dr. Osto's research, you'll eventually come across this character, Sue. The main thing you need to do in this quest, the only thing you need to be aware of is, at some points in the quest, she will ask you for your name. If you want the Soul Eater, you have to make sure that you do not tell her your name. If you tell her your name, it goes along another side quest route for something else. But for the Soul Eater, you want to not tell her your name. So once you get to the end of Dr. Osto's research, you'll get to this computer at the end, and Sue will start talking to you. So this is where you need to make sure that you don't tell her your name. So she asks you here, I don't know your name, will you tell me? And you say, no, sorry. Which is a shame because I really like Sue, but for the Soul Eater, you have to say no, sorry. That's part 1 of getting the Soul Eater. So once you've done this, you need to hand the quest in. So once you've completed Dr. Osto's research, what you need to do then is complete a quest called Unsealed Door. Now, to unlock Unsealed Door, it probably won't be unlocked originally. So to unlock that, you actually need to complete another quest. So the requirements for Unsealed Door are you need to have completed Battle Training, Claiming a Stake, Magnitude of Metal, which are the first 3 quests. But you also need to have completed this one, which is Secret Delivery. So once you've completed those, there's no requirements for anything you have to do in Secret Delivery, you just need to complete the quest. Once you've beaten that, and then beaten Dr. Osto's research, you'll then unlock Unsealed Door. So once you load up Unsealed Door, there's a couple of things you need to know. So the main thing you need to remember with this quest is that near the end of Mine 2, you'll run into Sue, and you just need to make sure that you talk to her. There's no dialogue options that I remember, but you just need to make sure that you talk to her. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the Soul Eater, so you need to make sure that you talk to Sue. The other thing is just a little note about this quest. The NPC that's with you, this Raymar called Mom, is absolutely useless. He gets into trouble really easily, so just make sure that you've got ideally a character that can keep him alive quite easily. Thankfully, on the boss, he doesn't participate in the fight really at all, so he's not a worry there. But during the quest, just keep an eye on him and just keep him healed up if he needs to be. Just one other quick note about this process as well. You can do this in any difficulty, so it doesn't need to be in Ultimate or anything like that. You can even do this in Normal if you want. Just be aware that once you've completed a side story quest, you can't redo that quest until you've beaten all of the other side story quests. So if you want to do any body part conversions or anything like that, some of them require the same quests as the Soul Eater, so you might just have to do it on a different difficulty or on a different character, or complete all the quests, whichever's easier for you. So this is the room in Unsealed Door you need to look out for. This is the one that has Sue in it. So again, just make sure that you talk to her once you find her. So after you've completed Unsealed Door, the next quest that you need to complete is one called Waterfall Tears. Now, again, for this one, you need to actually complete some prerequisites to unlock this quest. So to get Waterfall Tears to unlock, you need to complete Addicting Food, The Lost Bride, Secret Delivery, and Graves Butler. So you can see we've already got the Graves Butler, we've already got the Lost Bride, we've already got Addicting Food, and we've already completed Secret Delivery as part of this process. So just complete Addicting Food, Lost Bride, and Graves Butler next, and then that should unlock Waterfall Tears. So the next stage in getting the Soul Eater is in Waterfall Tears. So you want to just progress through all of Cave 1, get into Cave 2, and get to this waterfall room here. Now, when you get to the waterfall room, you'll run into Anna, and you need to defeat her first. Once you've defeated her, what you want to do is keep heading north, and eventually you'll run into another character. So once you've defeated Anna, whatever you do, do not take the telepipe that it sets up in front of you. What you can see is that the door ahead of it is actually already open, and you just want to go through that door. So at this point, you'll know if you've actually done everything correctly, because if you go into your area map, from here, if you go north, you should be able to see a green triangle on the map, and that's the NPC you want to go to next. If that triangle is not there, then you've done something wrong along the way, and you probably have to redo it on a different character or a different difficulty. Okay, so once you get to here, you can see on the map at the top right that there's a green arrow in this room, and this is where you need to head to. Make sure you buff up beforehand, and just be aware that you are going to get into a fight. If you're a character that uses Rester, don't use Rester during the fight, because you will actually heal the person that you're fighting. So if you need to heal at all, use a Monomate or a Diamate or HP Steel Specials. Don't rely on using Rester. Similarly for buffs, if you need to do any buffs, do them away from the NPC before you go in. So when you're running, you'll actually run into Kireek, which you remember from the first quest with the battle training quest. It says, "Nice to see you again. Have you trained yourself? Do you remember me? I'm Kireek. They call me the Black Hound. I have orders to kill you. Let me devour your soul. You shall die now." He tries attacking you. Now, this is the advantage of doing it in really, really low difficulty. You can beat him easily. The difficulty of beating him depends on difficulty. So if you do this in Ultimate, he'll be a bit harder to beat. So I would advise doing it in as low difficulty as you can. I'm doing it in hard for this because I'd already done the quest line in normal. It says, "You've grown very tasty," which is a very interesting way to phrase that. You taste so good. I appreciate the time you spent trying to survive until now. My Pioneer 1 rival would be happy knowing that I found a worthy opponent. But not yet. Not just yet. So that's the first encounter with Kireek. Basically, the way this quest line goes now is you just continually fight Kireek in a couple of quests. So once you've done this, then you can turn Waterfall Tears in. So once you've defeated Waterfall Tears, you'll unlock this quest, Black Paper, and this is the next one that you need to do. So your only goal in this quest is to, again, find Kireek and defeat him again. In this quest, he appears in a dark room in Cave 1. So just keep an eye out for any dark rooms in Cave 1. Make sure you search the whole map to make sure that you don't miss him. But you just want to make sure that you defeat Kireek in Cave 1. So in the Black Paper quest, once you get to this point of the quest with this corridor with a crusher in front of it, if you go into your item map and look here, you can see at the south there is another green triangle. So that, again, is where you need to head to, because this will be another fight with Kireek. Again, same as last time, make sure that you buff before you go in, and make sure that you don't use Rester on the fight. I finally found you, my new rival. I only find purpose, life when in battle. It means that you make me alive now. I thought there was nothing here. I'm so happy. Again, you just beat him up again. Where does this feeling come from? My brain. So obviously Kireek's meant to be starting to go insane. Once you've defeated Kireek in this quest, you can just complete the quest then. That's all you need to know for this quest, so you can just then finish this. So once you've completed Waterfall Tears and Black Paper, the next quest that you need to complete is actually the final one, which is a quest called From the Depths. Now, to unlock this, again, there is some more unlock requirements. Now, the good thing is that you've already done most of them in the course of doing the Soul Eater, side quest. So the only one that you should need to do left is there is a quest called Doc's Secret Plan. So complete this quest, and then that should unlock From the Depths for you. If it doesn't, you may need to complete Seek My Master as well, but I believe it's just Doc's Secret Plan that you need to do. So now we've completed Doc Secret Plan. I can now confirm that From the Depths does unlock when you've completed Doc Secret Plan. So you don't need to complete Seek My Master. So once you've unlocked From the Depths, this is the final part of the Soul Eater quest. Essentially, all you want to do in this quest is, again, try and find Kireek. Now, there is a little bit of a catch to this one, which is, so far through the quest, you'll get sort of encouraged to return to Pioneer. You need to not do that and then continue exploring to find Kireek. So I'll show you where to actually find Kireek in the quest. So once you get into Ruins 3 in From the Depths, you'll come across Ash. So what you need to do is talk to Ash, and then follow the quest line through with Ash until you get near the end. At the end, Ash will go back to look for survivors. And what you need to do then is not go back to Pioneer. You need to go back to Ruins 2. So once you've progressed enough through Ruins 3 in From the Depths, you'll eventually get to this part with Ash, where you see these two terminals. Now, after this point, Ash will go and look for survivors and tells you to more or less go back to Pioneer 2. At that point, what you need to do is do not go back to Pioneer 2. Instead, make your way back to Ruins 2 instead. So once you go back to Ruins 2, again, don't use the Pioneer 2 warp. Make sure that you just run back to the Ruins portal back to Ruins 2. When you open the map, you'll be able to see about halfway through the map, there's these two icons on the map, and you want to head towards these. And this is the final part of the Soul Eater, so you've almost got it now. So once you get to here and you're at the room with these two icons on the map, first of all, as usual, make sure that you buff before you go in. Make sure that you don't heal during the fight with Resta, because you will heal Kireek. The last thing I need to stress, and I can't stress how important this is, make sure that you've got at least one free slot in your inventory. Otherwise, you will not get the Soul Eater and you'll just waste it. So make sure, above all else, make sure that you've got at least one free slot in your inventory. You can see we've got a few slots here, so we should be fine. Once you go in here, all you need to do is just progress through the dialogue and then just defeat Kireek one more time. So once you defeat him, he'll disappear and you'll finally, after all of that, get the Soul Eater. So it is an incredibly involved process. But you can see now, if we go into our inventory, we now have the Soul Eater. So we've now got Kireek's Scythe. It's actually a really, really nice weapon for using, particularly for lower level. And it's actually quite good for melee force as well, because it's one of the only partisans that force can use, and it has a berserk special, which is really, really strong. So it is actually a really solid partisan. Later on for hunters in particular, you're going to want to use something else, but for lower level characters, it is really useful. One reason for that is, apart from being able to get it in normal, it also has a really low equip requirement, so you only need 165 attack power to equip it, which is nothing. Even for New World, shouldn't take too long to get that. But that is the entire process of getting the Soul Eater, so it is very, very involved. So if you found this video useful, please consider liking or subscribing to the channel. It really, really does help out. I do PSO videos generally twice a week, and it's a mixture of PSO and NGS videos with a couple of other Fantasy Star videos thrown in for good measure. If you're into that kind of thing, I do videos twice a week, and I am considering starting streaming soon as well, so keep an eye out for that as well. But for the meantime, I hope this has been useful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.